Over the last 4 years, I've been putting out inspirational videos and tutorials all about stained glass on social media. These have all been pre-recorded videos, and now we're taking that to the next level, and you, the creative community, can help me build it. I'm going to go out once a week live from my studio here in Leicestershire in the UK. I'll start with things like working with dipping pens, and I'll answer your questions as we go through the live stream, so you can ask anything you like about stained glass. So on the live stream, you'll have the option to type in your questions. It'll come up on the feed here, and I'll be able to answer it in real time. It's really exciting to be able to do this, and together we'll build this live stream into something that works for everybody. Well, let's do a live stream. Hello, welcome to today's live stream. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the 5th of May 2026. How on earth are you doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to today's live stream. Broadcasting live from my studio here in South Leicestershire. Hope you're well. My name is Derek. I'm a stained glass artist, and I broadcast every week to this amazing international community of creatives who are interested and excited all about stained glass. So if you are interested in stained glass, you may have happened on this video, this live stream completely by accident. Welcome. You're very, very welcome. I'm here to answer your questions over the next hour on all things stained glass. So I design and make stained glass windows. I do a lot of conservation work, repair and restoration of damaged stained glass for churches and public buildings. And I design and make new stained glass as well. And over the last 6 or 7 years, even longer now, I've been teaching the skills that I've learned over the last 40 years to the next generation of fellow creatives. So if you're joining the stream today, welcome. It is fantastic to see you. We're getting people, regulars, who are jumping onto the stream today, and it's fantastic to see people joining. And first out of the gates today is HM Fan 2010. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you too, HM Fan 2010, a regular on the channel. It's absolutely brilliant that you're here. Great to see you. Welcome, welcome. And Bucks County Stained Glass. Hello, this is John at Bucks County Stained Glass. Hi, John. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. It's great to see you here. Absolutely brilliant. Welcome to today's stream, John. I hope you're well. Do say hello. Jump onto the chat and say hello to everybody. As people join on the stream from all over the world, from the UK, from Europe, from America, from Australia. I had my live stream for my online course earlier on this evening at 6 o'clock. So I go out once a month, the first Tuesday in every month, to my community of online students who are working through the Enamel Painting 101 course. And Peter, one of the students who is a regular on the live stream here, tuned in all the way from Australia, and it was 3 o'clock in the morning. Can you believe it? He was tuning in to the live stream at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's absolutely brilliant. 10 out of 10 for dedication. Welcome to one and all who are joining the stream today. And Skip, he is on the stream, a channel member. Skip Vasquez 5321. Welcome, Skip. Hello, everyone, says Skip. Hello to you. How are you, Skip? How are things? Do tell me what you've been up to. Are you still doing your exhibition work? Because I know in the last few streams, a little while ago, you were talking about putting together an exhibition. Has that come and gone? Do tell us. bring me back up to speed. I can't quite remember whether it's still on or not, but welcome, Skip. Fantastic that you're here. And David Elliott. David, welcome. Evening all from Suffolk, UK. Welcome, David. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing community of fellow creatives. It's great that you're here. David is learning and developing his skills in glass painting and enamel work after having been here on a 4-day masterclass. It's just great to be able to keep in contact with students, to be able to keep in contact with people who've come through this course. I mean, I'm all about trying to be as supportive as I can and passing on the skills and staying in contact. And regularly I'm getting students from like 3-4 years ago coming back to me. An American student by the name of Jordan just emailed me earlier on today with some amazing examples of work that Jordan is doing at the moment with his own glass painting work. And he and I got together on a course here in my studio. I want to say about 4 years ago. I don't know, Jordan. I mean, I don't know if you're on the stream today or not, but yeah, you know, we keep in contact. That's the main thing to kind of get across, is that it is not just about me sort of teaching you something and then disappearing. I'm here to help you along the way, because quite often people get stuck. I get stuck, and there's things that I learn and new things that are coming onto the marketplace all the time, and so we're all learning all the time. I'm a student at heart, forever will be a student. Thunderwood Underwood, hi everybody, says Thunderwood Underwood. Welcome another channel regular. Great to have you on the stream today. And the god Hephaestus, hello from Mount Olympus. I love it. The god Hephaestus has descended from Mount Olympus and is on the stream. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. And Tom is on the stream today. Brilliant, Tom. Ruby Slippers 1983. Absolutely fantastic. Hey, gang, says Tom. How are you doing? I think there's some good news that you were sharing on your social media. Didn't you get accepted for an upcoming exhibition? Do tell us in chat a little bit more about that, Tom, if you've got a moment to put it into chat. But I know that I think I saw something recently. You want to tell us a little bit more about that? An exhibition where you put some work in, and I think, I could be mistaken, but I think you were accepted for that exhibition. So it would be great to hear from you, Tom, all about that. And Petri is online. Petri Anderson, evening all. Evening to you, Petri. Petri, I've got something to show you. Look. Oh, you probably can't see it. It is granulation medium. I actually got some. I haven't tried it out yet, but I will. Let me just see if this will show up here. Come on, camera. Granulation medium, which Petri showcased on his social media, I don't know, a week ago, a couple of weeks ago, something like that, Petri. Getting some amazing effects, some amazing granulation effects with wet paint. So I immediately went out and put an order in for this here, so I'm really looking forward to trying this out, Petri, on wet paint, getting amazing. Did you get the chance to play with the granulation medium? Not yet, Petri, not yet. I will. I got it here, so I will. I've been busy doing lots of different bits and pieces, and I'll tell you a little bit more in the stream. Product reviews of 2 brand new products that were given to me to review and give first impressions, and I've just filmed a video review of these new products, and I'll give you a little glimpse of it later on the stream today. So hang fire. Very exciting to see some new tools and equipment that are arriving in the marketplace for us all to enjoy. So I'll give you a little taster of that later on in the stream today. Petri, great to see you here. And Faith Ziegler, hi John, first time. Faith from South Carolina. My goodness, South Carolina, Faith Ziegler. Hello Faith, welcome to you. It's fantastic that you're joining us. The first time from South Carolina, US. Welcome to you. Welcome, Faith. It is brilliant that you're here. Please make yourself known to this amazing community of fellow travelers. We all love stained glass. We're all here to share with one another. We're all here to pass on what we've learned, share our experiences, with one another for the greater good of everyone. And if you have a question, Faith, please pop it into the chat. If you're watching on Facebook, the live stream on Facebook, please do the same. I jump over to the Facebook live stream as well. Let me just say hello to Bob Flaherty. Bob Flaherty, howdy from the Valley of Death, watching on Facebook Live. Got my granulation medium in, but I haven't had time to play with it yet. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, we're all trying. Thanks to Petri for shouting that out to us. And Patsy Posey again on Facebook Live. Hi, Patsy, another regular. I see you coming onto the streams every week now. It's brilliant that you're joining us, Patsy Posey, on Facebook. Welcome on board. Welcome aboard to one and all. My goodness, lots of people are joining the stream. Absolutely fantastic. And Brian is here. Hello from St. Louis, Missouri. I am back from my road trip around Scotland. It was wonderful. I was sunburnt a few times. It was warm and sunny. It was warm and sunny for 2 weeks. Brian, that is such good news. That is music to my ears. My home country of Scotland was kind to you with the weather. I mean, sometimes it can be a bit dreich and a bit dull and a bit overcast and a bit rainy in Scotland, but it was fantastic that for your 2 weeks in Scotland, Brian, it was good, dry and warm weather. You even managed to get sunburnt. That's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I'm so glad you had a fantastic time. I could see your posts on Instagram. You were showing us a variety of different churches you've been in. You managed to get yourself into quite a few places and posting online. So Brian, brilliant. Another channel member, Brian. Thank you to all my channel members who support the channel by becoming a channel member. You get extra content behind the scenes and stuff that's made just for you as channel members. So thank you so much for your continued support. Petri says, did you get a chance to play with the granulation medium? Not yet, Petri. Hold fire. It's coming. It is coming. I'm going to play with it. And Ride Forth Singing. Hello, everyone from Canada. Ride Forth Singing. Welcome, another channel member. Aha, brilliant to see you, Ride Forth Singing. Again, a regular on this stream. Absolutely fantastic that you're here. Mason Chase 4599. What I'd love to know is, would it be possible to get stained glass supplied from a developing country? Great question. Mason Chase 4599 asks, what I'd love to know is, how would it be possible to get stained glass supplies from a developing country? So you want to buy stained glass supplies from a developing country, or you want to be able to provide stained glass supplies to a developing country? If you're trying to get supplies from a developing country, you'll struggle because it's not a mature marketplace in developing countries. Stained glass tends to be very much centered around Europe, the UK, America, Canada, Australia, perhaps New Zealand. A little bit, I suppose, in places like Latin America. But the developing countries, there is not a lot. I mean, I get people contacting me from India and from, sort of way out from Europe saying, I'd love to learn about stained glass. How do I get hold of a kiln? How do I get hold of glass materials? How do I get hold of paints? So I don't think it's going to be possible to get stained glass supplies from a developing country. And indeed, the developing countries have difficulty getting the stained glass supplies to them as well. So it's a great question, Mason Chase 4599. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that question? What is it specifically? Can you just clarify it for me? And Synergy, another channel member, says, hello all, missed a few weeks, but catching up. Welcome. It's fantastic that you're joining us, Ethel. All the way from Scotland today. Brilliant that you're here. Skip says, my main art show is in December, but it takes a full year of preparation. So I'm always working. I do one small show here in Bishop, California at the end of the month. Okay, so you are doing a little show in Bishop. Great, Skip. Good. But you've got the main show, which takes a whole year to prepare. That's incredible. Yeah, brilliant. Thanks for clarifying that, Skip. I'd love to hear more about this show at the end of the month. Where can we see it? Is there any kind of leads that we can help promote for you? In Bishop, Ruby Slippers says, I've been selected for the Endangered Crafts exhibition to showcase endangered and extinct glass skills. It'll be in Stourbridge. I think I'll be in good company up there. Absolutely brilliant. Yes, Stourbridge. So the Glass Museum in Stourbridge was putting out a call for people to supply stained glass and other glass-related products that are on the endangered list for an upcoming exhibition at the Stained Glass Museum in Stourbridge. And Tom has been selected. That's absolutely brilliant. Congratulations, Tom. I really, really look forward to seeing that whole show. It is brilliant that you got selected. Absolutely fantastic. Delighted for you. Yeah, really, really delighted. And Mel Pope 675 has come on the stream. Hi, Mel. Hello to you. Hope you're well. Great to see you on the stream. Again, another professional stained glass artist. We've got quite a few professional glass artists on the stream today. Petri says, congrats, Ruby Slippers. See you there. Fantastic. Petri is also exhibiting at this exhibition. Absolutely. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. Really, really looking forward to seeing that show when it comes on stream later on this year. I can't remember exactly the dates. Petri or Tom, can you remind me of when the dates of this new show is coming up? That would be helpful. Even if you can pop something into the chat, Petri, that would be absolutely brilliant. You are a moderator, Petri, so you can pop something into the chat if you can. If there's a link somewhere along the line, that would be absolutely brilliant. So welcome to one and all. So yeah, it's been a busy old time again here at the studio. We had a course last week for 4 students learning all things stained glass painting related. So we were learning about glass paints and brushes and stains and enamels and special effect techniques. One of the special effect techniques I'm going to be adding sometime soon is this granulation medium, thanks to Petri. I've got to experiment with it, Petri, but really looking forward to being able to share it with students as well. This is the lovely thing about being able to kind of talk collectively in the round with everybody internationally all in one go. So new products. Let me just tell you, I'll grab a little bit of coffee here and then tell you all about it. So I'm finding suppliers now are beginning to reach out to me because I'm doing quite a lot of posts on social media about products. Product suppliers are sending me products from time to time to review. So we had a range of new glass cutters sent through to me by Toya glass cutters in the States, and I've started my review of it. I'm going to do a separate review for each glass cutter. So we started with the custom grip glass cutter, and that went out a couple of weeks ago, I think. So we've got quite a few glass cutters in the range to review, and I give a dedicated video review and first impression review of each item. So in addition to that, recently I was contacted by this company here, the maker of the Runner by Techniglass. Now Techniglass make the Grinder 2 and the Grinder glass cutter. You may know of the name Techniglass, and they are now branching out into products like this. This is called the Runner, and it is, believe it or not, a brand new set of running pliers. Absolutely delighted that they sent it through to me, and they also sent me another device as well. But let me just show you this to start with. This is the Runner by Techniglass, and it is brilliant. It is a brand new product that's come to market. It's available in the States. I've also got suppliers, names and details here in the UK and in Europe who are currently stocking it. And on the video, which will be out later on this week, it's now available on my YouTube channel for my channel members, so they can have a look at this product review just now. But it's going public probably on Sunday. Sunday of this week, we'll put it out to the general public. But yeah, it's really quite a remarkable thing. So this is an alloy. It's an aluminium alloy, and it is a new design, and it's a very interesting new design. So you can see that it has a spring-loaded section here for these handles, and it is made entirely of aluminium with these beautifully rounded handles, which are really super comfortable to hold. And it's light. It's just a really nice weight to it. It's not too heavy, but it's not too lightweight either. It's got this premium feel to it, just perfectly weighted. It feels great in the hand. And this is the business end. So this is a new design. It's different from other running pliers, which you may be familiar with, such as the Silberschnitt running pliers. This is their own design solution, which I really love, actually. There's a little washer here underneath, which is like a raised, can you see here, a little raised washer, which pushes upwards to this orange clamp, I suppose you would call it, which rotates 360 degrees all the way around, or 365 degrees, I don't know what it is now. So it rotates, and that is the active part that helps to run a score and create the running line on it. So I have been filming that today, and I'm going to reserve my thoughts on it for the video release. But it is an amazing new development. Isn't it wonderful that companies are investing in new tools and equipment and bringing them to market? So I can see here it says US and foreign patent pending. So this is a patented design by Technoglass called the Runner, and I was delighted when they sent me through a review copy to try out. And again, you know, any suppliers out there who want to send products for review, I will give it my best efforts to review them fairly and sort of impassioned. Not impassioned. What's the phrase I'm trying to look for? These are independent reviews. So I will come to my own decisions on whether I like a product or whether I don't like a product, and I will give my honest take on it, first impressions and the usability, etc. So this was one of two products sent through to me by Technoglass. This is the second product. So this is called the Edger, and it is a device for smoothing down the rough edges around glass. So these are sort of like emery stones, sort of rubbing stones. You can hear them. And you run them along the edges of glass to get rid of the sharp edges. And they're a new, I've never tried them before. So again, I'll save my review for the YouTube video. I'll tell you my feelings about this particular product and its usability and whether I like it, whether I would use it. It's coming out on the review this Sunday. But look at it. Isn't it great to see a brand new product? Again, US and foreign patents pending. It's called the Edger. They sort of go hand in hand, don't they? So you've got the Runner, the running pliers, and the Edger for harassing the edges of glass. So yeah, really, really grateful to Technoglass for sending these through to me, and the review is going to be public this Sunday. It's now available for my channel members at the moment. So yeah, delighted to be able to share with you these particular products which are coming to market. They are, as I say, they're available now. I think Technoglass was saying to me that they recently demoed it in the States at an expo event, and they had some great results. And I even managed to get Narcissus Coagliata to try these particular running pliers out, and he was full of praise for them. He was absolutely full of praise, and he got his team members in his studio in Mexico to try these running pliers, and there's a little video online about them trying these running pliers. So great to see these new products coming to market, and really grateful that I got the opportunity to review it. So the full review is coming out this Sunday. So guys, do ask questions in the chat today. If you have questions, let me jump onto Facebook and see if there are any more questions on Facebook. Okay, guys, look, yeah. I am here, as I say, to answer your questions. So this is what it's all about. So please put any questions, any comments into the chat, and I will do my best to answer them for you during the stream. So, yeah, Petri says, it's the 11th of July to the 7th of November, the Endangered Crafts Exhibition. Petri, thank you so much for that. The 11th of July starting to the 7th of November, the Endangered Crafts Exhibition at the Glass Museum in Stourbridge. Should be a cracker. Should be an absolutely brilliant exhibition. Some amazing glass artists, artisans, crafts artists will be there showcasing their work. Thunderwood Underwood says, would you need the Techniglass runner if you already have Silberschnitz? Well, that's a great question, Thunderwood Underwood. The thing is, when I buy products, whether it's a good example would be brushes. I have a few favorite brushes, and I use them. They're my go-to brushes, my Kolinsky Sable hair brushes, or my, my Badger brushes, and those very particular, the English Stippler, those kind of very idiosyncratic brushes. And I have them, but you know what? I keep buying new ones as well. When I see new ones out there, I thought, that's maybe a slightly different make, a slightly different brand. So I end up making a bigger and bigger collection of brushes. And I have a huge collection of brushes of all different sizes. And obviously I use them with my students as well. But I tend to keep buying products because I'm curious and I'm interested to know, what iterations, what design changes has a new company made to a particular product. And this product here is a new product, and it's a new, a different design from the Silberschnitz. So I was definitely very curious to try it out. So yeah, Thunderwood Underwood, you will get my first impressions on my YouTube video. You will find out what I feel about it and what its usability or otherwise, on that review, which, as I say, is available now to my channel members. And Wendy Aitkins won, first time joining the live, another channel member. So happy to be here. Wendy, welcome. Thank you for joining the live stream today. How are you? Hope you're well. Wendy Aitkins won, first time joining the live stream. That is absolutely brilliant. So Petri comes back and says, I use a carborundum stone to take the sharp edges off glass. I would be interested to see how the edger fares with internal cuts. Brilliant, brilliant question, Petri. Yeah, so I was filming that today, and I was filming internal cuts with this new product, the edger. So it's quite a long product, and it's designed, it's different to the carborundum stone. And I also have carborundum stones, which I use to harass the edges of glass. So this is a sort of it's almost like a vice-like grip that the channel of glass runs in. So I was curious to know how it would work with internal curves in glass as well. So I did do testing, and I did film that, and I've given my review of that, as I say, which will be, I don't want to do a spoiler too soon. I want people to watch that video when it comes out on my channel this coming Sunday. Thunderwood Underwood comes back. Good point, Petri. Only for straight lines or very shallow internal curves. Well, is it? Is it? Yeah. So I did try. I tried with a variety of different sizes. Obviously, because of the length of it, you're not going to be able to curve it round very, very small internal curves. You're just simply not going to be able to use that easily. But yeah, it does, it does make itself very useful for doing curves, both external curves and internal curves. But exactly how useful it is, you'll find out soon enough. Okay, no spoilers, says Thunderwood Underwood. Yeah, no spoilers just yet, guys. But yeah, absolutely brilliant, as I say, to have these new products. And there are more new products coming on stream all the time. A new range of enamels, colored transparent enamels are coming on stream from Rogue Enamels, and I hope fingers crossed, fingers and toes crossed, we're going to get a new range of transparent enamels from the company that purchased Reusch enamels as well. So let's just hope Fuse Master, who now own the recipes for the Reusch paints and stains and enamels, are able to start production sometime soon. They made a press release in December to say that they have the recipes and they're stocking up their factories with the new equipment that they need. And obviously they're going to get all of the raw materials in as well for that. So I'm hoping that information will come through soon, that they've got a new range of transparent enamels to share with the community at large, which would be brilliant, wouldn't it? So guys, let me know in chat if you have any questions for the stream today. Are you working with paints or stains or enamels for the first time? Are you encountering any issues, any problems, any friction points, stumble points, things that you want clarification on? Maybe you're trying a technique that you've seen online by another glass artist, or you're experimenting with methods yourself and you're coming up against issues of the paint not behaving in the way that you like. I can't guarantee I'll be able to find an answer for you on the stream today, but I'd love to give it a shot. If you have any questions, do let me know. I'd love to hear from you. It would be absolutely great to get your news. Stagart says, hello, finished my first creation, feeling emboldened. Wonderful, Stagart, absolutely fantastic. Finishing your very first creation. Isn't it great? Isn't it great when you start something new and you start developing a passion for it and you can feel the excitement building of learning new techniques, learning new methods? I think especially in today's world where we're living in this digitized world of instant information, digitized access to everything, making things by hand with our hands, the analog skills of working with our hands is just so rewarding to be doing that and to be keeping these traditional craft skills alive. So Stagart comes back and says, I don't have an oven. How may I paint on glass? Acrylic is a nope, as I've learned. Yeah, Stagart. So yeah, a kiln is what you need for traditional glass paints. You need to be able to bake the paints onto the surface of the glass at about 650 degrees centigrade. So that is really what you need. And there aren't really many substitutes that you can use which will give you the transparency and will give you the longevity. The thing about paints and stains and enamels is once they're fired in, they're permanent and they will last for centuries. They will last for a very long period of time because they're burned onto the surface of the glass and they are permanent. They are permanently there on the surface of the glass or melted into the body of the glass as well. So, there isn't really a substitute for that in any way, in any meaningful way. I'm just looking on Facebook to see if there are any other questions. Guys, if you have any questions, I can see there are a number of people watching the live stream on Facebook. Please type your questions in the chat. I'm here to answer them to the best of my ability. So yeah, you can buy things such as cold enamels, Stagart. So cold enamels are very much like nail varnish or nail polish. It's an enamel painted that if you paint it on the surface of glass, it can be transparent and it can give you a form of color on the surface of glass. And if you go into Amazon or online stores and type in stained glass paints, sometimes you get these paints coming up as an option. So they're good to play around with, but by no means will you really learn much in terms of traditional glass painting techniques using cold enamels. You really have to work with the natural materials, which is usually an iron oxide in the form of black or brown. So iron oxide, which is mixed up with ground down glass and mixed up with a variety of other heavy metals like lead and cadmium and zinc, etc. And it's then mixed with water and gum arabic, or it's mixed with lavender oil and clove oil or another agent to make it into a paintable medium, which you then paint onto the surface of the glass and then bake onto the surface of the glass in a kiln. There isn't really any other painting medium that behaves in that way. So yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but yeah, maybe getting hold of a kiln at some point, Stag Art, will be the way forward. Even if you can find a friendly potter or a friendly stained glass studio or a further education college that has access to a kiln, sometimes you can rent kiln space from organizations such as that to keep you going. And what you can also do is get big baking trays and put your colored pieces of painted glass on a big baking tray, pop it into the back of your car and drive it to whoever has a kiln available for renting, and then you can fire your pieces that way. Very often that's a good way to start the whole process off, even if you don't want to sort of spend the money on buying a kiln straight off the bat. Because yeah, kilns are expensive. They're probably the most expensive part of the whole process. The paints and enamels are, yeah, they're a little bit pricey, and the paintbrushes, you buy the paintbrushes once, they'll last you for decades. But the expensive thing really is going to be the kiln. The kiln is an expensive part of it. So Shannon Olivia, 829, a channel member says, Shannon Oliver says, you mentioned an Australian artist who was similar to Harry Clark last week. Can you possibly repeat his name? Yes. Aubrey Beardsley is an artist who's similar to Harry Clark. Petri, do you have any access to a website connection with Aubrey Beardsley, the book illustrator, who has a very similar style, as you know, to Harry Clark? So the question, Shannon Oliver 829 says, you mentioned a glass artist similar to Harry Clark. It's Aubrey Beardsley. But if Petri in the chat, you can put that detail out onto the chat for everyone, it would be really helpful to do that. Wendy says, I just did the course with Rita Schimmelfarb at Grace Asen's studio and had the best time. The methods were very interesting and I need to process the avalanche of information in order to play. Oh, you lucky thing, Wendy. You lucky thing. I've been watching the posts from a variety of different creatives who were on the courses, sometimes at the Swansea art gallery, art college, where Rita was teaching, or at Grace Asen's amazing studio. Her studio looks absolutely fantastic, by the way, as well. And I'm loving the results that Rita is able to achieve in very few firings. Some of these pieces are really hyper-detailed faces, or flowers, or crows, or mice, or portraits of people's heads, etc., in maybe 2 firings. Absolutely amazing. I'd love to know more as well. I'd love to know more. And it's fantastic that Rita has come over from the States to teach her homegrown techniques that she has developed herself through her own efforts in research and development. And she's now teaching them to students in the States, and she's teaching them to students here in the UK. I absolutely applaud Rita for doing that, and it is great to get the feedback, Wendy, that you had the best of times at Grace Asen's studio with Rita Schimmelfarb. I'm very jealous. It sounds absolutely wonderful. So John from Bucks County Stained Glass comes back and says, where should I purchase an English stippler? Great question, John. So if you probably would need to possibly go on to Creative Glass Guild here in the UK. Creative Glass Guild are based in Bristol, on the west side of England. Creative Glass Guild. They will have access to, they have an online shop, and you can buy a variety of different brushes, including the English stipplers. Pele Glass in the Netherlands is probably the most comprehensive online supplier that I know. They have an amazing array of brushes, tools and equipment, paints, stains, enamels, etc. And they ship all over the world. So Pele Glass Peli is spelt PELI.eu. That's their website. And they have the most amazing collection. English stipplers are fantastic, and they're really good. And they're kind of a very weird, particular device that tends to be used principally for glass painting. It's a lovely thing to work with. Was it Egon Schiele? Oh, Egon Schiele would be the Austrian artist. Egon Schiele is a little bit like Harry Clark for sure. Egon Schiele is a little bit like Harry Clark. Yeah, he is an Austrian, or was an Austrian artist. So yeah, you'll find lots of information on Egon Schiele. One of my favorite artists, actually a painter. So yeah, it may well be Egon Schiele that we were referencing in a previous live stream. Shannon Oliver says, from what I've seen and learned, a lot of the cold glass paints come out pretty streaky, unfortunately. Good for very small jewelry pieces. Not so great for anything over 3 inches. Yeah. Shannon Oliver, I agree. I don't really rate the cold glass paints at all, because you can't do all the things that really make glass painting unique, which is things like using a badger brush to graduate the tones and to spread the paint over the surface area of the glass thinly to create translucency and transparency. That is a characteristic exclusively at its best with traditional glass paints and stains and enamels. And anything else, you just don't get the same controllability. You don't get the same usability with other materials. So I agree with you, Shannon Oliver, that cold paints can be useful, but they're not permanent. And I would always encourage you to try and use traditional glass paints if you can get access to them. Petri has left a link to Handover, which is a glass paintbrush maker. I'm not quite sure what that link is, but thank you, Petri, for sending it through to us. And Stagart says, yes, even the varnish I put on to protect the acrylic peels off the glass. I have a potter friend and might try enamels there. Excellent. Yeah. Sort of butter up your pottery friend and just see if you can persuade them to give you access to their pottery kiln. That would be absolutely fantastic. And Shannon Over comes back and says, thanks so much. Yes, thank you so much, Thunderwood Underwood. That's it. So it was Egon Schiele. Yeah. Google Egon Schiele. You're going to be in for a treat. He is an amazing painter, an Austrian painter who died, and his wife died as well of the Spanish flu at a tragically young age, but still produced some amazing work. So yeah, you're in for a treat when you do your search for Egon Schiele. Not Beardsley. Yeah, not Aubrey Beardsley. Yeah, absolutely right. That's fine. Aubrey Beardsley is awesome too, Thunderwood Underwood. Yeah, Aubrey Beardsley is. And he, for me, is very, very much like Harry Clark, even more so than Egon Schiele. There's a real linear kind of long fingers and that long languid kind of way of creating figures. Aubrey Beardsley, very similar in kind of visual language to Harry Clark. Wendy says, heavens, you must visit her studio. This is Grace Asen. Wendy, yes, yours is lovely, but hers is just delightful. The artists were stunningly talented. Absolutely, her methods save a lot of kiln time. Yeah, that is so good to know. Saving kiln time, well, that has got to be a good thing, hasn't it? It's got to be a good thing to be able to save fuel, to save energy, and to reduce the amount of firings, which reduces the whole time to get an end result. I must learn more about Rita Schimmelfarb's techniques. That is brilliant to hear, Wendy. Absolutely fantastic. Petri says, Rita will be back again in the UK in the summer at Lead and Light if you've missed the spring tour. That is excellent news, Petri. Yes. Lead and Light in London, I think, are already putting out dates for the summer visit as well. Petri, thank you for that. Yeah, it seems to be extremely well received. Rita's tour, her spring tour, to a variety of locations, and it's great to hear that she's extending it into the summer months as well. Petri, thank you so much for adding that into the chat. Stagart says, ever heard of Jordan Eagles? This artist uses exclusively blood on glass with mesmerizing effects. Wonder if that counts as stained glass. Well, yeah, I think we've often painted with blood on glass, but it's not out of design. It's not out of intention. It's usually because we've cut ourselves on a bit of glass and there's a bit of blood on there. But interesting. I didn't know about that particular artist. Artist who exclusively uses blood on glass with mesmerizing effect. Jordan Eagles. Anybody else heard of Jordan Eagles in chat? That is a new one to me. I'm going to have a little look up of that particular artist. It probably does count as staining on glass of some sort as well. Sounds weird, but interesting. Yeah, thank you for that, Stagart. Really appreciate it. Kate is on. Evening, Kate. Kate Lavender 1. Evening all. Sorry I'm late. Ruby Slippers. Huge congratulations, Kate. Welcome on board. Brilliant to see you. How are you doing? I hope you're well. Have you had a good week? Are you busy? What are you working on at the moment? Do let us know when you get a moment. And Bucks County Stained Glass comes back saying, I'm taking a class with Rita in August at the AGG conference. John, you lucky fellow. You're taking a course with Rita. That's great. I'm so pleased that Rita is managing to find places to showcase her techniques. It's so important for glass artists to pass on the skills, and Rita is really stepping up to the plate along with people like Petri Anderson and others who are passing on their skills to the next generation. Absolutely brilliant to hear, John, from Bucks County Stained Glass, that you're taking a class with Rita in August. So Shannon Oliver comes back and says Beardsley and Clark are very similar in their use of details and background. However, Clark is very different in his faces, as in they're kind of creepy, overtly large or overly large, dark eyes, whilst also beautiful. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with you, Shannon Oliver. I think you could, I suppose, say they're kind of creepy. They're certainly the very long, elongated fingers and the big eyes. It reminds me of a sort of slightly Disney-esque kind of look to it, slightly cartoony look, dare I say, but I love his style all the same. Beardsley is known for his self-described grotesque subjects, says Shannon Oliver. Clark's subjects you would probably still be okay to approach in person. Beardsley's subjects you wouldn't want to meet up close, maybe. So grotesque subjects. Beardsley has described his subject matter. Yeah, Clark is a little bit more sweet, a little bit more palatable, I suppose. Yeah, more theatrical, more decorative, definitely more decorative, lots of jewels with Harry Clark's work. But both artists are absolutely excellent. And Amira Mustafa comes on and says, hello, hope you are well. Rita is amazing. Amira Mustafa, absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for being part of the stream today. Welcome on board. You do come onto the stream regularly. Fantastic that you're joining us today. Let me just see if there's any more questions on Facebook. If you're joining us today on Facebook, please pop your questions in the chat. And I can see Bob has put a question in saying, what would you suggest on painting translucent enamel's flesh tones when the paint goes more opaque before firing? Okay, yeah, so translucent enamel flesh tones. So there is a flesh tone called Jean Cousins. It is a sanguine paint and it is applied very thinly, very much like a silver stain, but it's an iron oxide. and it is applied to glass in an extremely thin layer, and when it fires you get a beautiful flesh tint. It's called Jean Cousins, Jean, Jean Cousins, and you can get it at Pelle Glass. Pelle Glass in the Netherlands, that's where I buy mine from, and that is a really, really nice transparent flesh tint. There's another paint that I use by Debitus. Debitus are the French paint maker, and it is a paint called Brun Ton Char. Brun spelt B-R-U-N, Ton spelt T-O-N, and Char spelt C-H-A-R. Brun Ton Char. I know it's a weird name. But it isn't actually transparent unless you apply it very, very thinly. And when you apply it very thinly and fire it in the kiln, you get another beautiful flesh tone. So they might be useful for you. But then, of course, we have the one and only Petri's Potion. Now, Petri has invented or created and developed a stain made of steel wool soaked in vinegar. And the vinegar dissolves the steel wool. So he has a container, usually a glass bottle, an open-ended glass bottle without the lid on it, and he stuffs it full of steel wool, right up to as much as you can get steel wool into the bottle, and then tops that up with lots and lots of white vinegar, and then leaves it for a period of time where the vinegar dissolves the steel wool. And what you get is what we lovingly call Petri's Potion, which is essentially a stain, and that stain can be painted onto the surface of the glass, and it behaves in a really interesting way, and you can get flesh tints or peachy warm tints that are close to flesh tints on the surface of the glass, and you can get orangey tints and almost like reddy tints as well. It's a marvelous product that was developed by Petri. And we call it Petri's Potions. We just, in lieu of any other better term, Petri, that's what we're calling it. And it's a brilliant product to play with. And you can make it in your own studio. If you can get some wire wool, steel wool, put it into a container, a jar, top it up with vinegar, and let the steel wool dissolve until there's no more of it. Keep putting lots and lots of steel wool in and dissolving it so it's as potent and rich a potion as possible, and then that can be painted onto glass, and you get some lovely stained colors as a result of that. So yeah, hopefully that will help. So Kate comes back on and says, busy, thank you. Installed one window commission 2 weeks ago and delivering another on Monday. Then I've got this stupidly tall and narrow one to get started. All exciting though, and 3 art shows. Kate, you are a busy bee. You're very busy. That's fantastic. Congratulations on all of the work that you're doing. Lovely to find, and lucky for me that people in Cumbria, Lanarkshire seem to be wanting to put stained glass back in their houses again. Also got a glazing company on board who want to encapsulate your stained glass. Kate, that's fantastic. I'm so delighted for you. You transitioned away from working in the healthcare world and working at the NHS to being a full-time stained glass artist creator, and you have a busy order book now. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm delighted for you, and it was great to be witnessing your journey and helping you on your way as part of the BBC show Make It at Market. So brilliant, Kate. Absolutely fantastic to hear that you're doing so well. And Kate comes back again and says, my Petri's Potion is coming up to a year old. Its birthday is on June the 4th. Oh my goodness. Fantastic. Yeah, so there's another convert to Petri's Potions. Lordy Petri, how did you discover that? Says Wendy. Yeah, you got to ask Petri that. I think Petri just loves experimenting. He's got a very good brain for kind of the chemistry of glass, and he plays around with lots of different products, just trying them out, like this product here, the granulation medium. That was Petri that gave us the big tip on that. So yeah, Petri is absolutely fantastic. Do follow him on social media. You can follow him on Instagram, Mongoose Stained Glass or Petri Anderson. Look him up. You'll find him on social media. He has a website as well. And Petri is a fantastically talented artist who's very generous with his knowledge, passing on what he can to the next generation of creatives as well. So Skip comes back and says, Clark did book illustrations for Edgar Allan Poe. He definitely could create some dark and creepy designs. Still beautiful though. Yeah, absolutely right, Skip. Harry Clark did do book designs and posters, and he was prolific. He did a lot of work, including book illustrations as well. And the Besto Project says, Derek, would you be able to give us a list of stains that you recommend? I think I'm ready to give it a go. I may have missed this information. Thanks, says Donna. Yes, Donna. The Besto Project. Yeah, absolutely. So I think the easiest thing to do, Donna, would be to go onto my website, derekhuntartist.com, and have a look at my online courses. And at the bottom of the Stained Glass Painting 101 course, and also at the bottom of the Enamel Painting 101 course, there should be a More Information button. And on that More Information button, I think it gives you access to a list of tools and equipment and glass paints, etc. that you need. So that's probably the best way of getting access to that information. But Donna, if you can't find it on my website, please send me an email. Just remind me of this conversation. You just say, hi, it's Donna from the Besto Project. We talked on the live stream. Can you send me the information on paints and stains that I recommend? And I'll gladly do that for you, because I have a list of tools and equipment that people are encouraged to buy independently. They can source them from wherever they want in order to do the online courses, and that's probably what I would send to you as well. So Donna, please, if you can't find it on my derekhuntartist.com website, send me an email and I'll pop it back to you as a little attachment on an email. Petri says, Kate Lavender, happy birthday for Petri's Potions. 1 year old on June the 4th. Amazing. Thunderwood Underwood says, awesome that stained glass is becoming popular with ordinary folks again. Yeah, it is great, isn't it? Yeah, we've got to kind of like keep telling the story of how wonderful stained glass is to encourage more people to use stained glass in new and exciting ways. Llama Mama 41 says, I've used the steel woolen vinegar as a wood stain. Now I have something to call it. Yeah, absolutely. I think, Petri, correct me if I'm wrong, but you kind of started from that point as well, as it was used as a stain for wood and oak. Tell me if I'm wrong in chat. How was it that you happened upon that particular recipe or that particular method? Do tell us. You've probably told us already, but it would be great to hear that from you again. So you've now got something to call it, Llama Mama 41. Petri's Potion. Petri comes back, says, I had some potion knocking around from a carpentry project. It's actually a recognized solution for ebonizing wood. There we go, Petri. Quick as a flash has come back with that answer. So it was, Petri created it for a carpentry project for ebonizing wood or darkening down wood. And he had the amazing brainstorming idea of applying it to paint, firing it in the kiln, applying it to glass, firing it in the kiln, and voila, we get a brand new stain as a result. Bucks County Stained Glass says, I have Petri's Potion, but I've never used it on glass. It's used by woodworkers to give a natural aged and weathered look. Yeah, do try it. Do try it on some stained glass. Fire it up. You never know what might happen. You might get an interesting and new result. I'm loving the chat, guys. Thank you again so much for your questions in chat. So back over on Facebook, and Yelza says, hi Derek, thank you for all your advice. You're a fantastic artist from Rhode Island, USA. Yelsa. I'm terribly sorry if I keep getting your name wrong. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that beautiful comment. I really appreciate it. All the way from Rhode Island, USA. I'm so glad it's helpful. This is what it's all about, helping you guys. And Andrea says, sorry guys, I'm at work and therefore absent again. Andrea, don't worry. It is great. You can always watch this on replay. On my YouTube channel, you can watch these live streams at your convenience at a time that's good for you after the event, or you can watch it on Facebook. Here they keep the live stream recording up for a month and then they take it down. So probably the best place to go is YouTube, and then you can access all my previous live streams as well, and watch them anytime you like. David comes back and saying, having to dive off early tonight. Thanks for all of it. Another good session. Brilliant, David. Thank you so much for being part of the stream today. Remember guys, to hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the like button on Facebook, etc. It tells the algorithm that there's an audience for this type of content and it puts it out to more people. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Guys, if you have any more questions, do pop them into the chat today. It would be absolutely lovely to get your feedback and any questions that you have. David, thanks again for being part of the stream today. I'm going to cut a couple of pieces of glass and just do a couple of little breaks using this glass cutter here, the Runner, just to give you an idea of what it's like to work with. So let's get a bit of glass here. So we've got some of this lovely streaky yellow glass. So let's put a line through it. Do a little wiggly line and see if we can make these running pliers work for us. So this is going to be a tricky point here where there's a short gap between the edge of the glass, and very often that is the weak point when you're cutting a piece of glass up. So I'm not making it necessarily easy for myself doing it like that, but listen, let's use our Toya glass cutters, one of the new range of Toya glass cutters sent through to me by Toya in the United States. This is the pencil grip, one of my favorite glass cutters. Absolutely love it. So let's run a score up this piece of glass. And if the glass has divots in it and little indentations, just make sure you go slowly with the glass cutter with an even pressure and continue all the way to the end. So we've now scored our glass. So let's get our runner. And the secret to this one is to use this little rotating device here. And the idea is this little groove handle here points in the same direction as your score. So it's a really handy way of ensuring that you've got this orange device in the right position. So as you can see, it rotates in lots of different ways. So essentially, when you present your runner to the score line, you have to make sure that this little device here is in line with that score line. So let's apply it to the edge here. We're just going to use a little bit of pressure to listen for that cracking sound. There we go. So the crack has started its run along here. Let's turn the glass over to the other side and do the same at this side. So again, we're going to apply a little bit of pressure with our runner. Oh, and the whole thing has broken all the way through. So there we go. That didn't take much effort at all. And it's, you know, as I say, I'm going to save my final review for the YouTube channel, but that, in essence, is how this very clever little device, which is a trade patented device by Techniglass, have created this new type of running plier. So yeah, absolutely delighted to be able to review this and look at the results. You know, really nice, clean edges to that. And then, yeah, we have our edge runner as well, which is part of the same review. So again, on Sunday, we will be revealing all in terms of these two new products that have come to market from Techniglass. So delighted to be able to share that with you guys. Good evening from Terry Eden, Grays Lake, Illinois, USA. Good to be with you, Terry. Fantastic. Thank you for joining the live stream today. Welcome on board. Great to see you on the stream today. Guys, listen, this has been a wonderful stream. It is now 9:30. If there aren't any more questions today, I might wrap it up. Because it has been a lovely kind of time spent with you guys. I wanted to show you these two pieces of equipment and just let you know that the review of them is coming out sometime very soon. I wanted to do a little glass demonstration just to give you a taster of what's in store. But guys, yeah, thank you to everybody who's been part of the stream today. Let me just quickly check on Facebook to see if there are any other questions on the stream. No, we're all good. We're all good. So guys, look, this has been wonderful. We're going to do the same thing again next Tuesday. Do remember to join in the live stream either on YouTube or on Facebook for an hour of chilling and chatting all things stained glass. So Bucks County Stained Glass says, what temperature should I fire Petri's potion at? That is a great question. So normally we're firing our stains and paints at about 650 degrees centigrade. What do you reckon, Petri? Is that about the right temperature for Petri's potion? I'd love to get your authoritative answer on that, but I'm thinking about 650 degrees centigrade would be about right. Petri might jump onto the chat in a second and just clarify exactly what temperature he recommends for that. And Amira Mustafa comes back and says, can you recommend a paintbrush for tracing? Yes, absolutely. Amira Mustafa, I can recommend the Kolinsky Sable Hair Brush, which is a premium brush, absolutely beautiful. And again, if you email me, I can send you details of where you can find these online. If you go on to my YouTube channel, you'll find under one of the headings, courses. Now I've opened up courses, free courses to everybody on my YouTube channel. So there's a glass cutting course with a number of lessons in it. There's a soldering course and there is a glass painting course, and in amongst all of these lessons are lessons on different types of brushes. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but there's one of the lessons on my YouTube channel all about paintbrushes, and underneath in the description underneath the video that sits just underneath every YouTube video, you'll see links to all of the brushes that I recommend. So Mustafa, Amira Mustafa, you'll be able to find the information there on my YouTube channel. Have a look on my courses tab along my, if you go to the home page on my YouTube channel, look along the top tab, you'll see videos, you'll see live streams, you'll see shorts, and you'll see the podcast, and then you'll also see courses as a button. Click on that, then click on the glass painting lessons, and you'll find one of the lessons is all about brushes, and you'll get the links to all the brushes that I recommend there. Hopefully that will be helpful to you. And the God Hephaestus says, have a good week, everyone. Thank you, Derek. I document my journey and becoming like Kate. Moxom 3854 says, looking forward to the reviews. Moxom, yes. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, please. The review is coming out this Sunday. Really looking forward to that. Petri says, I fire my potions at the regular glass painting temperature. Every kiln is different. Quite right, Petri. Every kiln is different. My kiln is about 650 degrees centigrade. Yours might fire slightly hotter, slightly cooler. You're going to have to experiment. But yeah, standard kind of temperatures for paints is around about 640, 650, maybe, maybe even 660, depends how your kiln fares, but every kiln is different, as Petri says. Cheers, everyone, and thanks, Derek, as always, says Thunderwood Underwood. Thank you very much. Have a good day, Amira Mustafa. Blind Keeper, hey, Blind Keeper, how you doing? A fellow YouTuber jumped on the stream. Great to see you. Well, fantastic. Hope you have a good live stream today. You seem to be streaming most days of the week. Blind Keeper, brilliant. Nice to see you on the stream. 650 degrees centigrade confirms Petri should be great. And HM Fan 2010 says, thanks, Derek. Have a good and creative week, everybody. Absolutely, guys. Have a good and creative week to you too. All of you, I send my love and best wishes. Keep in touch, and we'll do the same thing again next Tuesday, 8:30 UK time for an hour of chilling and chatting. All things stained glass. Oh, you're not doing a live stream today, Blind Keeper. Great. A day of rest and play. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Yeah, good to see you. I hope you're well. I hope the YouTube journey for you is still going great guns. I can see all the live streams that you're doing. Absolutely fantastic. So listen, thank you guys for being part of this amazing stained glass community, this worldwide community. Let's do it all again next week. Love to all.